Woo, this is fresh off the presses. But basically, there is a nurse who broke infants' bones. She got a plea deal. Not the sort of plea deal that you thought she was going to get. Media is saying this is white privilege at its finest. Let's go ahead and check it out. Let's just go ahead and check it out. What are they doing these things? What are they doing?
Nurse
Caution. Caution before you proceed. This does have to do with infants, so please be careful. Black infants is what I've seen.
who admitted to breaking the bones of babies. She got a sweetheart deal then. She's getting a sweetheart deal now. Put it up full mass. Nurse who broke the bones of infants gets a plea deal that's completely unbelievable. In an update, a judge has found Miss Erin Stropman, a Virginia nurse, guilty of felony child abuse for fracturing the bones of several infants when she worked in a neonatal intensive care unit at a Richmond hospital. Stropman pleaded no contest, was allowed to plead no contest January 15th to 20 charges filed against her, including malicious wounding and child abuse for several incidents between 2022 and 2024 in which she injured 9 babies.
How the hell was she able to do that? How the hell was she able to do that? Come on now.
While working at Enrico on Doctors Hospital. I'm going to talk about how she was originally caught in just a moment. Just consider the most innocent of life imaginable. A baby, an infant. And you are a person of extreme public trust. You are a nurse inside of the facility having access to these infants, and you break their bone.
I just don't get it. I just don't get it. First, let me just go ahead and thank Dr. Rashad Ritchie for this video that he put together. But I just can't believe not only did she or someone that you trust with infants that are around you, you're an adult. You have complete power. Just pure power over these kids. We know you are stronger. You're an adult. These are infant babies with no way to fight back. And you do something like this. To what? Exercise said power to inflict your will on infant kids? This does not make sense to me.
You're licensed. You're trained. You know better. In my opinion, you're held to a higher standard of accountability, not a lower one. If somebody from the street walked in and did that, judge, throw the book out. If this happened to be a black nurse, come on. This is how she was originally caught. When the hospital administration launched an internal investigation,
I think we hit a big clear part was, man, just to play on it. This was a black nurse. And Dr. Rashad Ritchie didn't really get into it, but let's go ahead and break that down. Let's go ahead and break that down. If the color was a different thing, the hammer would have brought down at all levels. At all levels. And we all know that. This white lady just did the unthinkable. How is she still getting a pass for this?
This was in 2024. They said 3 babies at the time were found to have unexplainable fractures. A criminal complaint stated that surveillance video showed Nurse Stropman abusing a 5-month-old infant in November of 2024. The footage reportedly showed the former nurse taking the infant by his legs and pushing the child's legs to the point his feet reached his head. The hospital noted the incident looked similar to another case in 2023. That year, Stropman was placed on administrative leave, but was allowed to return to the hospital in 2024. I'm going to give you the rest of the story.
Oh my God, dude. Not once, but is this twice? And then she's still allowed. Oh, okay, but it was allowed in 24. But like, man, they should have some sort of case built up on her. This looks similar to a previous case. Obviously, she was doing wrong shit then. She's back to doing wrong shit now. We still, like, somebody has to take account. Who is running this hospital that is allowing this to happen?
They're looking at the video. They see clearly she's abusing children. And the type of fracture, they now realize, my goodness, that looks like the type of fracture that took place in 2023 we couldn't explain. So now they got to go back and research more. So they suspend her, rightfully so. So she's gone. She should have been in jail that day. So she's gone. They bring her back. After the criminal investigation was launched, more developments emerged that linked the same nurse to cases involving 9 wounded babies in total. Could potentially have been more. She was ultimately charged with 20 counts of malicious wounding and felony child abuse. That's a lot of children to abuse to get a sweetheart plea deal. There's more. The Virginia Nursing Board suspended her nursing license May of 2025, according to WRIC. A judge found Stropman guilty of 9 felony child abuse charges after she pleaded no contest to all counts. Once again, was allowed to plead no contest to all counts. No contest. Okay? No contest is typically the plea deal you reach when you say, hey, I'm not going to really admit to guilt. I'm not going to come out and say it. But I agree that the state has enough evidence here that it would be difficult for me to overcome this evidence during a trial.
Right.
So they allow for this no contest plea.
Negative. Full force, all counts. Bow. How? Was the judge and a lawyer getting lazy? Is this a classic, we don't want to pay for the jurors, we don't want to pay for the trial situation? This is insane, dude.
Okay. Stropman will remain out on bond until her sentencing, which is scheduled for June 5th. Once again, another courtesy, remaining out on bond. She's convicted. The Commonwealth Attorney has requested for Stropman to receive 3 years imprisonment as part of a plea agreement, but the judge will decide if her sentence is longer or shorter. I can't make sense of this.
She was out there doing bad shit to people, to kids, and she was allowed to have the freedom. That's insane. That is insane. That's why I said this has to be some sort of white privilege at its finest. Who the hell does she know? This could be anywhere and no one's getting that sort of privilege, dude. What the hell is she doing? Who does she know? What does she have on someone to get this sort of level of courtesy? I just don't get it.
I can't make heads or tails of this because all of those children are connected to families. And I'm sure those families are outraged that their babies had to endure this kind of physical abuse, and the individual who has basically admitted to doing it and doing it more than one time and doing it intentionally, not via neglect, and doing it while serving in a position of public trust as a licensed healthcare practitioner gets 3 damn years or a plea deal from a prosecutor whose job is to hold the person accountable to the standards of the people. All right.
I know you're mad, dude.
Jordan, thoughts here?
I'm just floored. Like you say, this is somebody who is in a position of public trust, someone who self-selected to be in a caregiving role. And it's not even that they're deliberately causing harm. Like that is, of course, terrible. But doing so to the most defenseless living humans, that is on another level. As you were reading the details, I was wincing, thinking about just not just how painful that must have been for the child, but just like how evil you have to be comfortable in deliberately inflicting that kind of harm. I mean, I've never broken a bone, thankfully, knock on wood, but like the thought of it like makes me shudder because it's foreign and it feels pain. I feel like
I don't know, man. I don't know what kind of delusion this doctor was in, this nurse, to think that these kids was not going to feel pain. She did it to inflict pain. She did it for a reason. She wanted those kids to hurt. What was she thinking? Job security? I don't know. Like, what are you doing? Why would you have this sort of evil thought? It does not make any sense at all. It does not make any sense.
it's going to be extremely painful, and you're doing that to an infant in the they're already in there for complications. What is wrong with you? I'm so confused by what would motivate anybody to do this other than just some deranged mental illness.
At this point, man, she just needs to be held to the highest extent of the law, where hopefully these families get the justice they need, because these babies didn't deserve that at all. These babies didn't deserve that. But it doesn't come down to the race of the babies. It comes down to the nurse herself. Y'all know what time it is. Let it been some other colored nurse. They would have got it. They would have got the full force, the full weight of the hammer. And you know this. You know this. We know this. That's crazy. I don't know what this nurse has on somebody, or what she's did before, or what court, whose balls that she has in her hand. But there's no way that she should be able to do all these these things. Not at all, dude. Like, not at all. And it's just not a one-time thing. She just proved herself as a habitual offender in this case. A person with bad habits that she's showcased it over and over and over again, and we still will allow her to freedom. What? I don't know. I'm just as floored as you guys. I appreciate you. Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'm lost. I'll see y'all on the next one, man. Sorry for the serious video. Jeez.